I got to tell you what, Nikki Meats, I never thought we'd be able to find an intro song that gets you excited to talk about food.
It's so perfect. It really is. It's a perfect fucking intro.
I mean, when we were thinking of the intro, I'm thinking, how the fuck do you get people excited? Like, what's music that correlates with food? I think we nailed the intro.
We nailed it. We nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Even in the car, sometimes I'll turn it on and I'm in the car driving. I'm like, you know.
Folks,
but what do we got, Bob? Let's go. What do we got? Let's go. Get the energy going. Welcome to another edition
of the Pantry Boys. It's time to talk food. We like talking food. You like talking food. We all like food. So why don't we talk food? I'm Robbie Berger. That's Nikki Meats. Meats, who do we got coming on here today?
We got former Wisconsin Badger, 7 foot tall, Frank Kaminsky. You don't have a mean bone in his body. He's going to come on today and he's going to talk food. And I got to be honest with you, I'm having high hopes because we've been texting back and forth and he told me he is extremely opinionated on food. Now, I don't know what that means, but to me, it means that he gives it at least a little bit of thought. You know?
Now, so I knew he was obviously a very big guy. I remember him in Wisconsin. I saw him. I was at the Staples Center recently. I saw a Laker game. We were playing the Suns. He's on the Suns. I did not know that he was 7 feet tall. I know he's a big boy. I did not know he's that big.
You ever see someone who's 7 feet tall? You ever walk by a 7 footer?
I don't think so.
Me either. The closest I got was 6'10". Guy was 6'10".
Big boy.
They walk into the room. It's like fucking Sasquatch. And me, I'm 5'5". So it like, I'm 5'6" with shoes on, but it really, it's like an anomaly when you see a 7 footer walking around.
Now, Meats, we do this before each one of our guests. Okay. This is your guest. This is a Nikki Meats guest right now. Does Frank Kaminsky speak the language?
I think he does. I think he comes in and I think he because I called him and I was like, you ready to go? I gave him the rundown. And he was ready to go. He said he's going to come in hot. He said he's very opinionated on food, but does he speak the language? I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to go with yes. I think he will. Frank Kaminsky, center in the NBA. He played for Charlotte. He was on the Phoenix Suns this past year. They went to the NBA Finals. Obviously, they didn't expect to turn out that they expected, but he's been in the locker room. He's been around. Listen, MJ owns Charlotte. Michael Jordan's the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, he's been around good company. And you got to imagine that he's going to some big dinners. I mean, you got to imagine that he's lighting up the menu.
I think from a food perspective, he's had it rough in the sense of the NBA teams that he's played on. Charlotte, I'm not sure about the food scene in Charlotte, so I could be wrong about that. Phoenix, I'm not too sure about the food scene in Phoenix.
I got to be honest. After we had Terrence Ross on and he was telling us about the spread that the Orlando Magic got going on, I'm really disappointed with the National Basketball Association in terms of feeding their players.
At the same time, I also think Terrence Ross got a tough draw food wise. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say it. Toronto apparently has very good food. Yes. But Orlando is, I mean, besides
what did he say? Chicken soup? He said chicken soup. They got chicken soup before the game. He loves the chicken soup. I mean, you're not going to find a guy that likes chicken soup more than Terrence Ross, but I feel like you need carbohydrates before you go out for a 90-minute fucking NBA basketball game.
Before we even go to him, if you could think of two NBA teams that you would play for in regards to the food scene in that city, what are the two NBA teams you think you would play for?
The Pelicans. Okay.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Really, I mean, pat myself on the back.
Yeah, that took me a second, but you're right. I think that's really good.
I think New Orleans, and then I mean, I think the Knicks. I'm not saying it because I'm from New York. Maybe I am, but there's no way you're going to get a bad spread playing at the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had so much talent go in there. They know what they're doing. If I had to be honest, and remember we talked to Todd Frazier, who eventually will get on this podcast, but he was on our Instagram Live. He said when he was in New York, I mean, obviously it's Major League Baseball, but he said the Yankees had the best cuisine ever. And I think it might just be a New York thing. So I definitely think New York, and I think New Orleans for sure. But we're going to bring him on. We're going to see if he speaks the language. And I'm fucking excited, man. He seems like an electric guy.
This is the Pantry Boys' first 7-footer.
The first 7-footer for the Pantry Boys. We had a hockey player on. We had Terrence Ross. We had Forrest Galante, who eats a beehive. We got our first ever 7-footer coming onto the pantry. Let's see if he speaks the language.
For the record, I don't know if this is making this on it or not. And we have Frank Kaminsky in the waiting room, NBA player, Wisconsin Badger, great. Nicky Meats is running 7 minutes late right now. Kaminsky's been in the waiting room he was here early, 20 minutes. Meats was dining in the cafeteria at his college. We had no idea that Nicky Meats is going back to college. He's back.
I literally am. Yeah.
He showed up 7 minutes late because he was eating pierogi day at the dining hall. He's only got 14 swipes left in his card. Kaminsky's in the waiting room.
Kaminsky texts me at 6:40. I'm ready to go when you guys are. I'm on the line getting a roast chicken, a fucking dry chicken breast. And he's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just go.
I have never seen somebody enter the waiting room as early as Frank Kaminsky just did. Big round of applause for our guy, Mr. Kaminsky. Let's give a big round. Fire up a good old round of applause. Real good round of applause there for Mr. Kaminsky. How about it? Little round of applause there,
little round of
Frankie.
applause. Take a bow. Come on.
Put those hands together, Frankie. Boy. All right. There. Frank, I if I may, Nicky Meats, I gotta right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I have never in my life, and I really appreciate this about you, Frank Kaminsky, I've never seen somebody enter a Zoom waiting room as early as you have for the interview. And my question to you, Frank, is that because you are that excited for the Pantry Boys, or is Frank Kaminsky always a timely guy?
Great cue.
I'm a timely guy to set times for things. If you give me a window, I'm showing up at the last second.
Second, because this was not.
If you tell me if something's at 4:00, I'm in there at 3:55, ready to go.
Well, you were there. You were in the way. I was in my dining hall. By the way, apologies for being late. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to run this podcast from my college dorm room. And I was online getting a half chicken breast when you texted me, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I got to down this chicken breast and sprint back to the dorm. But 20 minutes early, were you just excited to give a take on food? Is that what it was?
Well, here's the thing. I don't always trust and stuff like that. So I want to make sure my stuff's working. So I don't know if you would have texted me 5 minutes ago that about to let you in or something. I don't know if I'd have been in front of my computer screen.
Oh, so you just
had it up ready to go. Just whenever you guys are ready, I can just click the button and I'm ready to go.
Now, Frank, what I was actually saying to Nicky Meats is, and again, he was at the reason that we're late here today, he was at his dining hall. He only gets 15 swipes for the semester. He had to rush this swipe to make the interview. He didn't even end up making it on time, but he had to rush this one to where I think he just wasted a swipe. I just think do you think you just wasted a swipe, Meats?
I think I wasted a swipe for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons was I didn't actually get to eat the food that I got. And two, the food that was served probably couldn't have been served at a fucking jail. So I don't know. I honestly, I don't know if I'll ever go back in there and swipe my card. I kind of did it for old time's sake. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to the dining hall. It's kind of like when people order a bunch of sushi and it seems like a good idea. And then the sushi comes and it's just well, this is fucking stupid. You know what I mean? I completely regret swiping it, but we're happy to have you, Frank. We're happy to have you on.
By the way, sushi is an appetizer.
We'll get
it. Let's just slow down real quick.
That's another thing. Hey, man, you said you called me earlier. You said when you got something you got to take, you got to say it.
So you think
one of my takes?
He came right
he's
out
coming in fire. He came out of the gate.
What a very interesting takeaway. Now it cut off, Frank. It cut off a little bit there. Did you say that? Did I hear that right? Sushi is an appetizer.
He said sushi was an appetizer.
It is.
But if sushi was the appetizer, what's the entree?
Great kid.
Go somewhere else.
Oh. Now I'll tell you,
Frank, we got to unpack that one, Frank. You can't just say that and not expect a little bit of back. My whole thing is when you go to the sushi place, there's the appetizers are like edamame, miso soup. Sushi ain't on the appetizer menu. How do you tee that up to your friends saying, oh, by the way, don't load up on the rolls because we're not staying here long. We're just going to have a couple of rolls and get out and go have a steak.
I had the same question, Frank.
There's different things you can do. I mean, I could eat 5 sushi rolls.
Okay. Well, okay, but hold on. How tall are you again, Frank?
7 feet.
So basically your femur is as tall as I am. So you got a big appetite is what what we're getting to.
Massive.
So when you go out, are you usually the one like eating more than everybody else? Like a lot of people, 5 rolls is like, oh, I'm kind of full. Like, you know, I don't got to go much more than that. Like, can people?
Oh, there's always I always got more room.
Well, right, but can people hang with you when you go out?
The best way I've heard it ever said, Louis C.K. once said, "I don't stop when I'm full. I stop when I hate myself."
It's so true too. Yeah, that's a great quote. First time I'm hearing that, and that is.
I mean, we've all been there too, where like you just absolutely stuff your face, and then there's like
I was there last
moment.
Week.
Where at the sushi joint?
No, I tried this new restaurant when I was out in Chicago. It's called Rosemary, tapas style. I just keep bringing it.
Yeah, and
keep it coming.
The problem that I think that you have, Frank, especially with me and Meats always talk about with the sushi order, it's a very hard thing to get right for whoever is the guy at your table ordering sushi. It's very tough for that person to know what everybody wants to get the right amount. You almost have to take the initiative on ordering be the one to order so that you know that you're full. If somebody else does it, they're probably not going to feed you enough.
That's a lot of pressure for you, Frank.
Yeah.
I get sick of sushi before I get full eating it.
Wow. So Frank,
I mean, Frank,
spoken like a true Wisconsin Badger.
Well, hold on. Before we get into that, Frank, I mean, this guy, he's like a fucking food philosopher. Like I've never heard 2 statements. Like the first one, you don't eat until you're full, you eat till you hate yourself. And like, what was the other one you just said? You're sick of sushi before you're done with it?
Yeah, I'm tired of eating sushi before I get full eating it.
Like that doesn't make sense in my head. Like I'm trying to unpack what that means. I have no idea what that means.
I think the reason that Frank was so early to the Zoom call is because he had something he wanted to get out about sushi, and he was going to get it off of his chest.
And he was ready. But was that the take you had, Frank, to come on and talk about sushi?
I got plenty. I got plenty.
Oh,
I got plenty of food takes.
Let's hear it. Oh, give us another one.
Mustard is disgusting.
Okay, great. Agree there. I mean, but hold on. Like mustard, are you just saying fuck mustard, or are you like you don't like mustard on specific things?
Fuck mustard. It's disgusting. It looks gross. It tastes gross. It smells. It's a trifecta.
Frank, how many of these do you have? I mean, like I got something to say about mustard, but at the same time, I think just let them roll.
Mushrooms, onions, olives, all disgusting. Won't touch them.
Okay, see, that's where I have a problem. I'm with you on the mushrooms.
Don't mind the olives. I like you.
I'm with you on. I'm with you on the mushrooms. I don't particularly like mushrooms, but onions. You don't like, not even in like an omelet or like some scrambled eggs. Throw a couple of scallions or no, not on the burger.
Nothing.
What is it about the onion that really pisses you off?
It starts with the texture.
Okay.
The texture, the way you onions don't really just
fucking. It's like he's a fucking food.
It doesn't
piss, man.
It doesn't piss.
It
doesn't piss me off. I just don't like it.
This guy's out of control.
Fucking, we're doing a therapy session.
Tell us, how does the onion make you feel, Frank?
I just don't like it.
Okay, but what is it about the? No, I'm honestly though. Like, is it just the taste?
For starters, I don't like the crunch. And that goes into another take of mine, which lettuce is the most useless thing on planet Earth.
I get where you're going there, but
it's useless. It's useless.
No, but it's not useless. But you can't say that because lettuce has a purpose. Lettuce is not. You know what I'm like?
Which is what?
Okay, I'm gonna explain. When you
there's a bunch of leafy shit you throw stuff in to make it look like you're getting way more food than you are.
You're very angry, Frank, about the lettuce. You really are. So on a sandwich, you don't like lettuce?
No.
You don't like a salad?
No. Hey, I got a question. I got a question for you. Have you ever gone to a restaurant? Eaten a salad and be like, damn, that was a really good salad. I want another one.
Yes, 100%.
So you've eaten 2 salads in one place at one time before you get your actual food.
Okay. Listen, you want to do this? We'll do this. When was the last time you went to a restaurant and ordered the same entree twice in one night? You could say that about any food, Frank. You could say that about any food.
Frank, he ain't wrong.
I've done that.
I thought that was a good counter.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time when I go out to dinner, I already order 2 entrees anyways because I need more food than the normal person. And if there's 2 things I really want and I can't decide, I just order both.
Frank, I have had the salad though, and immediately when the salad comes out, I say, "Wow, I could really use some more salad."
Yeah, like
Never said that.
for me too.
I've never said that once in my life.
Because I think, Frank, you're looking at the salad at a very in one lens. Because I think if someone just gave you a thing of lettuce, I would say the same thing. That's fucking pointless. But it's what they put in the salad that I think really and the dressing is, like you don't like salad dressing, you just don't eat salads.
No, I'll eat a good Caesar salad every once in a while. That's about it.
I'm sorry.
That's
Can you
it.
just hold on one second? You just said you don't eat salad, you don't like salad, but then you just said, "Oh, I've had a good Caesar salad." I call bullshit.
You know when you go to a nice restaurant, they kind of just like give you a salad, or you're at a wedding or something, and there's
and you've never said that was a good salad.
No, not really.
Well, you just said 2 seconds ago that's a good Caesar salad.
Yeah, a nice Caesar. There's a difference between a good Caesar salad and a shitty Caesar salad.
Frank,
You know that to be true too.
Okay, because I know you're a big guy, but you've even said it too. You eat a lot. So let's say even in the younger days, okay, you go out to dinner with 5 friends, a group of people, whoever it is. Have they ever pointed to you and said, "Well, this guy ate a lot more than we had"? So Frank is going to have to pay a little bit more than what we're all paying.
Oh yeah,
that does take place.
That happens. That happens.
Yeah.
Wow. That must bother you. Is that piss you? No, that kind of pissed me off.
Because I got my money's worth. I ate a lot of food and I'm satisfied. I don't really care.
Okay, so what else is pointless in the food world for you, Frank?
What else? What else is there? I don't know. I feel like that's the pointless stuff.
I can't believe you just said that you think lettuce is pointless, and
it's pointless. It's just water.
Yeah, but Frank, like if I get it with the lettuce.
It really does. And in my opinion, it doesn't really have that much nutritional value at all.
Wow, you really don't like you really unfuck lettuce train.
We got to check the stats on that. We got to check Benny the Jet. I think we got to talk with Jet about that.
I like if I'm as tall as Frank and I'm playing in the NBA, for me, I feel like a salad probably wouldn't do me anything. Like a salad would probably be the most pointless shit. I'd probably hate a salad too if I were you, if I was burning as many calories as you in a day. So I understand where you're coming from, but the onions and the sushi as an appetizer, like I just think you got to be a little bit more empathetic to the people you're going out with, knowing that like these people don't think sushi is an appetizer. You know what I mean? Like when you go out with like your teammates, you guys probably get sushi as an appetizer. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
But that's because you guys are bigger dudes. You guys are athletes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've eaten so when I lived in Charlotte for 4 years. There was a place connected to my first building. It was called Cowfish, it was like a burger bar and a sushi place together. It was really weird, but it was actually really, really good. I'd go there to get sushi all the time, but I would eat the sushi. I'd eat like 3 rolls, like as like an appetizer, then order like a burger or something.
But a cowfish is a very rare thing. I mean, Frank, you don't get a lot of cowfish. I love the concept.
You know what though? I've gone to restaurants where on the appetizer they have like a
California roll or something.
A California roll.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but I don't think it happens enough where you go out where it's like, okay, sushi is definitely an appetizer. But it made me think. It really did. I got to be honest.
You know what picture I have in my mind that's kind of funny? Even like a football team or an NBA team. I don't see an NBA team going out for sushi. I just like do you see, you know what I mean? You know, you see like
doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
More times it's like steakhouses and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what?
You get a lot of food.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So when you go to a steakhouse, what are you ordering? 2 steaks, or are you going 1 steak and getting a bunch of sides?
1 steak with a bunch of sides. Good appetizers beforehand.
What kind of?
I'm kind of a mood. I'm kind of. It depends on what mood I'm in.
I respect
that. I really like your food
pretty
takes,
much
Frank.
I like pretty much every different cut of steak.
Really like this a lot. I think a steak is a mood. I think a steak is a mood.
I really like your takes on food, Frank, honestly. And I think the great part about it too is you don't give a fuck if we agree or disagree because they're your takes.
Not
you
at
know
all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's stone cold the whole time telling us his takes. And he don't give a shit if we agree or disagree. He's saying this is what I like, and if you don't like it, you could scratch your ass.
And I'll tell you this,
it's great.
Frank, I could see you in a way. This therapy for you, because I am watching you get this stuff off of your chest, and it's like you just emotionally you look better, you feel better now that you got the lettuce out of the way.
Yeah, there was definitely a difference in the glow of your face when you first got on, and then after you got it all out, we could definitely see that you.
I got more. Trust me, I got more.
Oh, we got all time in the world. Go ahead. What else you got going on, Frank?
People who don't eat their pizza crusts are psychopaths.
Well,
No, you're a psychopath.
Frank, it depends on the crust.
It's kind of the best part of the pizza.
But hold on, but not on all pizzas, Frank, because what you're going to find is it's not all pizzas.
So what's the point of the crust being there if you're not supposed to eat it?
Well, the crust has to be there.
Well, the crust has to be there, or else it's not pizza. I like, so you're telling me if you've had a slice of pizza and the crust is kind of shitty and it's really, really bready, like you're still going to eat it even though it doesn't taste that good?
100%.
Now, is that out of principle?
Maybe a little bit.
But Frank,
it's food. It's food. Why not finish it?
If you get a pizza or you get a slice, okay, that it's just so doughy, the whole crust is so doughy, it kind of ruins. I mean, you could chop off another 2, maybe 1 slice that you were going to have extra.
Ruins your tank for the next couple of slices that you're going to
that you would have had now go to leftovers, and it's never the same.
My tank never gets full, so I don't worry about the next slice.
I get the impression, Bob, that we could say anything ever and try and change his mind, and it's just not going to happen. It's just not. We're not going to crack him. He's going to eat the crust no matter what happens. We could tell him anything in the world. But what's your favorite kind of pizza? Is it like
the Chicago deep dish?
The Chicago deep dish. So you like casserole, Frank?
It's not casserole.
I think it's casserole.
It's
Frank. We're gonna have an argument here, Frank. It's just gonna happen, and it's okay. I don't think deep dish pizza is an actual pizza. I think it's its own category.
It is.
But why is it? So, no, but go ahead. Why is it?
It's pizza. It's got the sauce. It's got the cheese. It's got the dough. Yeah. It's got the crust.
But it's not.
You feel 10 times shittier after you eat it, but it's still a pizza.
Yeah. Okay, but it's deep. It's served in a tin thing. It's served like a pie. How is that a pizza?
Because it is. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I love it.
I don't know if there's is there a textbook for what's a pizza and what's not?
Yes. I think that the pizza's got to be somewhat flat, okay? And then you'll even see the thicker slices are Sicilian. I think a regular pizza is sauce, cheese, and dough, and it's in a circle. It's not it's not layered. Like they make it. It's like a lasagna. The deep dish.
That's fine. That's what I prefer.
I'm so done with you.
Let me tell you, Meats, you're not going to break them. You're not going to break them.
And I'm trying to get them riled up too.
It's not going to happen.
I love all types of pizza, but you asked me which one was my favorite.
But I don't think that that's a fucking type of pizza. You could.
It is.
There's Frank Kaminsky, something else. I like you, Frank. What you say is what you're going to stick to. You're not going to take it away from Frank. Let me ask you this, okay? Now, all right, we talked about you when you go out with your regular friends, which is, okay, this guy's eating too much. Like this guy's got to pay a certain dollar. Okay, now let's talk about the bill for a second, Frank Kaminsky. Let's say you go out with the NBA team, okay? Is it one of those things where is everybody putting in money, or is it because Chris Paul just signed a monster contract, everybody's looking at him like he should be taking up the dinner?
It kind of depends. Obviously, if someone sets up a dinner or something,
they're gonna pay.
Generally, yeah, that's generally how it goes. But I personally love credit card roulette. That's my favorite thing.
That's a blast. That's
awesome.
So much fun. And we do it the way where it's not the first card pays, it's the last card pays.
Oh, that is even better. But the problem is then the server's taking 15 minutes with you guys to go through the whole thing. But I think that's even better.
Yeah, it's once you get down to 2 or 3 cards left, you're just sweating bullets.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Because you know what that does is it enhances the game. It even the longevity of the game and that rush.
Yeah, it's like live betting a game that's got like 20 seconds left. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, like sweating.
You guys go to a steakhouse, okay? What's an average bill? What's an average NBA steakhouse bill?
I don't even know. So sometimes the team will pay for it, like to go out to dinner, because we do, like when we're on road trips, we have like a meal room, but sometimes they'll cancel the meal and like set up a dinner for like a lot of people to go to in the organization. So I mean, there was a time.
What's the most you ever spent is what we're asking on a steak bill.
We had a team dinner in Mexico City like last year, and I think it like got out and everything, but we spent like 2.3 million pesos. So whatever that equates to in US dollars.
God, I thought he was going to say dollars. I thought he was going to say dollars. When he said 2.3 million, I was like, what the, did they kill the cow in front of you?
2 million pesos or something, but it was absurd.
Frank,
2 million. What the what's
I don't even know.
What's 2 million pesos in US dollars? Is that like 20 grand?
No, it's more than that.
It's actually we got confirmation here that would be $100,000. 100,000.
What the fuck did you order?
How many people were there? What?
It was our whole organization.
What, you had taken the whole stadium for dinner?
Was someone getting fucking married?
100,000. And now the wine is what had the bang, you know?
It's probably the alcohol bill was probably absurd.
Okay,
that's
now
how much alcohol could you really buy that it's going to be 100? That's a fucking $100,000 is like someone's fucking salary, like a teacher's salary. You spent that the whole organization. How much alcohol can people buy? It's going to be $100,000. That's insane.
I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Now, let me ask you this, Frank. That was when you guys were with Charlotte, no?
No, that was my first year in Phoenix. That was 2 years ago. So you were
probably like, I love Phoenix. I mean, we just spent 100,000 on.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know until like a couple days later.
Now, let me ask you this, Frank, and then we'll let you go. I promise. When you go to an organization dinner like that, are you more reserved, like, oh, I don't want to be that guy who's just going to be like, let's order X, Y, and Z and not really care because you know you're not paying for it? Or are you like, I'm just going to get a steak, I'm just going to get what I would normally get? Or are you splurging?
I think there's a happy medium. Like like I said earlier, if there's like a couple things that you want, yeah, order a second dish if I think it looks good. But I'm not like just saying what's your most expensive thing I could possibly buy. Yeah. There's a happy medium.
We do want to let you go at some point here, Frank. Okay, we just had a lot that we had to discuss. I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, because he came in firing. It's like
I wish that we were here 20 minutes prior to the interview the way that you were. But the question that I have for you, Frank, okay, there's going to be a non-food question. All right. When you played in Charlotte, all right, Michael Jordan, okay, top front office, he's up top there.
Yeah.
Does he have, like, since you see him often, does he have like the same aura every time you guys walk by him? Or does that kind of like, do you in a way kind of get used to it? Like, hey, you know, that's Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, you get it at first for sure. Like right when you get drafted, obviously you get a phone call from the owner and it's just like Michael Jordan's on the phone. It's like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, as you get around him more, you get more comfortable. He's a good dude to be around. Like,
yeah,
interesting. Got great stories. You can talk to him. You know, I was signed with Jordan Brand for 5 years, so it's just
wow. So when he goes to a steakhouse, what does he get? Does he get a ribeye?
Oh, I don't know.
Could you give us any insight on Michael?
He probably owns the steakhouse, so they make him whatever he's feeling that day.
Could you give us any insight on Michael Jordan's palate? Anything about the way he
what he likes, what he doesn't like?
I mean, he launched his tequila line, so he's a tequila guy. I know that's a big thing.
Okay,
good for him. Good for him.
I mean, but as far as what he eats, I don't really know.
But if you guys all go out to dinner, does somebody? I mean, is it as far as who sits next to him? Is there somebody that wants to sit next to him? He's never,
like when we had team dinners and stuff, he wasn't there.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, like he's the owner. Yeah. It's not like he's day to day. Yeah.
Well, we threw a lot at you today, Frank.
But Frank, you threw a lot at us too. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Did.
You threw a lot at us. And the thing that I love about you, Frank, is you just like I've never been in a situation talking to somebody and that when they just say because it is, and I had no follow up.
Yeah.
I literally, you put my head in a blender every time you said because it is. I was like, like, how do I respond to that? I thought it was.
It's like I say that all the time. It's like people are always talking about X, Y, and Z, and it's like, why is it like this? And why? It's like because that's what it's supposed to be. Like, I mean, then they're like, well, why?
I almost feel like if I go to order sushi as an entree, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, Frank's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah. Now you'll think about it.
Yeah, you're right. I will.
And let me ask you, or when you eat the sushi, really think to yourself, am I satisfied with what I just ate as a meal?
You know what?
My answer would be if it's the right order, yeah. If it's enough, absolutely.
You know what,
I would
though?
think.
You know what, though? Like when you have like, for me at least, when I have like a gyro or a slice of pizza, I get like a dopamine rush. Like I get happy. With sushi, I don't really feel that same excitement with any other food. And go ahead, Bob. You like sushi.
The build up to the rolls coming out. I love the build up to the rolls coming out.
Now, do you dip the sushi roll in like spicy mayo, soy sauce?
Soy sauce.
Okay. Okay, he had the answer right. Do you do like the ginger or like any wasabi?
Nope.
Nothing, just soy sauce. Okay, what's your favorite roll, Frank?
Spicy tuna rolls. Solid.
Great answer. That's my answer. Yep, that's a great answer.
There's this one, I can't remember what it was because I don't know. I just look at the menu and be like, that. I don't know the names. You know, like the flaming dragon roll and the rainbow.
Proved our point.
Like I don't know what
we say all the time when you go to a sushi place and you start venturing into the bottom of the menu where the specialty rolls are at, then you start picking and choosing. When that sushi plate comes out, you don't know what the fuck roll is which. I mean, you're guessing and choosing it. Is that the Hawaiian roll? Is that the drag? Like you have no idea what it is. I don't think if you asked me, I could tell you like the roll, specialty roll that I had that was phenomenal. Unbelievable, Frank. You really are one of a kind. We appreciate you coming on. It was spectacular. Thanks for coming early. Sorry, I was 7 minutes late. It won't happen in the future, but you're
good,
bread
man.
Pantry.
Frank, I honestly feel like you feel better going out than you did coming in, and that's all.
Oh, yeah.
That's our job here in the pantry.
These are always been my takes, but now people are going to know about it.
And people are going to know.
Yeah.
You might get a couple DMs from the Pantry Boys faithful, and they might roast you for the appetizer take on the sushi. But listen,
hey, I can handle the heat.
Yeah, they're gonna hold you accountable, and that's just what it is. It's the beauty of being a Pantry Boy. So we thank you.
Absolutely.
We thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Frank, you take care, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you what, Meats. As far as I'm concerned, it is Kaminsky's way or the highway.
Oh, the highway, because
it's going to be what Frank Kaminsky says is what goes in the food world,
and that's it. And
there
that's
was no break in the sky.
And no, you couldn't. Why? Because it is. Okay. And that's it. I've never been stumped like that in my entire life. It's not a pizza. Yes, it is. Okay. Why is it a pizza? Because it is.
Yeah. And that was it. It was the take. And by the way, just like we said, there was a lot that he wanted to get off of his chest. And I mean it when I said you could actually gradually throughout the interview, you could see him feeling better about getting it off his chest.
He was releasing it. Yes, he was releasing. He came in and he started. I've never seen someone just rattle off a bunch of food takes and passionate food takes. I don't like mustard. Salad is pointless.
Pretty much he was like, hey guys, thanks for having me. Sushi is an appetizer. And I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Hey, Frank, thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me. Sushi is an appetizer. I fucking hate mustard. Okay, Frank, let's just, let's get into it. Maybe let's ease into the food takes because you can't, and especially something like sushi is an appetizer. I got to be honest. I've never heard that ever before. I've never heard someone say that. Frank Kaminsky is the first, but you got to imagine too, he's 7 feet fucking tall. I mean, he's probably housing food. I wonder what his breakfast is. I should ask.
You know what we said that I found funny is, and he agreed that it's not something that happens often. I just got a kick out of it. Thinking of the concept of a football team or an NBA team showing up to a sushi joint.
Yeah.
It is hysterical.
Imagine the look on the sushi chef's face when a full blown when the O lineman walks in or the big man from the NBA team walks in, they got to be like, we got to go around back and find a pond or a lake or something and catch more fish because we're gonna run out of food. Oh yeah, I'll just throw 5 rolls back and then I'll go across the street and get a
know
burger.
the amount of rolls that you would need to feed that team to where everything
what do you think
else
the number is? What do you think a number is?
on rolls?
Yeah, on rolls.
Okay. I mean, you think what is there?
I think there's 6 that come in a thing.
Well, 10 to 12 players on an NBA team. If we're talking just specialty roles, I think you need 10 to 12 players. I would think you need about 30.
30 rolls.
30 rolls?
No. Are you saying, okay, are you classifying a roll is like it comes with 6 pieces of sushi?
Of course.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 30 pieces of sushi. I was going to say,
no.
I mean, that's terrible.
And by the way, I'm talking specialty rolls. I think
rolls.
If you go, so the dragon roll, the
that's
rainbow,
almost 200 pieces of sushi.
For 10 to 12 NBA players,
I'm thinking 250, 300 pieces of sushi.
You're thinking a lot more?
I'm thinking, well, okay. Granted, none of us seem to be mathematicians here, but I think
we knew that coming into the start.
6 rolls a thing, okay, and you do 30 of them. That's 180 rolls. 180 pieces of sushi? Am I wrong?
No, it sounds right to me.
Yeah. So if you get to, I think you go a little bit. I say 220 rolls or
to feed an entire NBA roster.
To feed an entire NBA roster. The poor sushi chef is probably sweating his cock and balls off making those sushi.
Even just to start, you know how much edamame that is? You know how much you imagine how much edamame tails are going around?
I imagine the mound, because when you eat the edamame, you're putting it in, and you're putting it in like the bowl that they give you. The mound that the edamame things got to be, the poor waitress or waiter coming around to collect the plate when it's done is having to balance it going through the tables so all the edamame shavings don't fall down. It's incredible, man.
Serving 7-footers edamame.
No.
You know what I mean? What a ridiculous.
An edamame to them, like, this is what I imagine in my head when, like, Frank Kaminsky eats an edamame. Like, he'll eat it, and then his stomach, the edamame beans will drop in his stomach, and that's it. Just evaporates. It doesn't even go through. It just,
that bean is taking up 0.0001% of Frank Kaminsky's stomach. Now, I will tell you, Meats, Frank was great. However,
Frank, listen, if you're listening,
we love you, Frank.
However, Frank, this right here, this is what we do. Okay, look at that.
It's go time. It's go time. This is when
start
we go
off
dancing.
Today?
Take for take. I think I'll start us off.
Yeah, start us off.
I got something for you, Meats. It's not going to be a top 5.
Okay.
But what I got here for you is something that I think is going to make you think a little bit. Okay.
Good. I'm ready. My mind.
We're going to go from a negative side of things. We're going to go take for take. And then, of course, we do the voicemails. A negative side of things. I want you to give me your 3 most undesirable dinners. I think throughout the world, throughout America, when your mom says, you say, what's for dinner? Okay. There's 3 entrees that you can name out that you just don't want to hear. And the whole world would agree. It's just, regardless of how it's made, it's the 3 most undesirable entrees. Nicky Meats, you got the floor.
This one might put a company out of business. This answer right here.
Oh boy. Oh, the pantry is ruthless today.
The second you said that, I said to myself, I got it. At least one I got. The others I might have to think about. So when I was in high school, my mom does this thing. Shout out, Mama. I love you. Shout out,
Mrs. Meats.
Mrs. Meats, I love it. My mom used to do this thing to where if she served us a dinner and one person out of us 4 said, I like this, Mom, that was good. What we're going to eat 4 times a week. Okay.
Right.
And if you didn't like the meal, I mean, you're kind of fucked because you're not, or you got to figure out how to cook on your own. Because that's all we were getting majority of the time. And my mom used to make this thing called balsamic chicken in the crock pot. Okay. And when I tell you what, when I used to come home and I would see those chicken breasts in the crock pot, by the way, nothing. And I mean, like, nothing flavorful will ever come out of the crock pot. It's like the turkey on Thanksgiving. No, I'm not debating it. No, I'm not debating it.
I totally disagree. I love the crock pot. And I'll be honest with you. I think the balsamic chicken sounds very good.
No, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It does. It sounds great. And then you eat it, and it's the most. You know, when we were talking about how a turkey, no matter what you do to it, no matter how much juice you shove up that turkey's ass, it's going to be drier than the Sahara Desert. It's the same thing whenever you put a poultry in the crock pot. Okay. When you put a piece of chicken in the crock pot, it's like the crock pot says to itself, how the fuck are we going to make this the driest chicken breast possible? And she would put it in there. And when she tells you the ingredients, you say to yourself, that sounds phenomenal. I mean, he's got garlic in there, oil, balsamic seasoning. It sounds great. But whatever the thing was with the fucking crock pot, when you mixed it all together and you served it on, it tasted like ass. I mean, it was terrible.
Mrs. Meats, we do apologize, but we have to be honest here. We have to be honest here.
Yes, we have to. We have to be honest. Mom, I love you to death, but the balsamic chicken was probably the worst thing my taste buds have ever eaten. And then with the crock pot, like then she would try and do the this thing called the Enchilada Bake, she called it. The Enchilada Bake. Nick, I'm gonna make the Enchilada Bake tonight. First night we had it, I'm saying to myself, this is great. I like Mexican food. This is gonna be a good thing. But like for me, the crock pot just doesn't put the flavor into the food. It's just like it sits in there. Like I don't, maybe she's doing it wrong, but my mom's a pretty good cook. But whenever she whipped out that crock pot, I knew that it was going to be a terrible meal.
But see, what I like with the crock pot is it's always a long thing. Like the crock pot's something before you go to work, you put something, you put in the crock pot.
Yes. And that's a big advantage.
Whenever the longer it takes to cook the meal, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, but then she'll do like it's like a stew. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a stew, pot roast. She would do a pot roast in the crock. Same thing. Then no flavor comes out of the pot roast. I don't know what it is about the crock pot. I'm not a fan of the crock pot. I'm sorry.
You said that, Meats. I like that you said that a lot. I really do. It sounds like Mrs. Meats actually was making a good meal. The problem is she just drove it home too much.
Yes. She had all the right intentions to serve us a good meal, and it just never turned out that way with the crock pot. Number two, so I guess my first answer would be anything in a crock pot, especially balsamic chicken. Fuck balsamic chicken. Number two, I'm going to go just like cauliflower, steamed cauliflower. I think it smells like farts. I think that, I
love cauliflower. I love it. I think cauliflower is great. I think the crock pot's great. I think cauliflower's great.
Bob, okay. There's no way. It's like that, because it always comes out scorching hot, cauliflower. Like whenever it's always scorching hot and it gets humid. Okay. And when like you ever like bite into like a cauliflower and like the humidity like goes into your nose
and like steams the steam comes just running at you.
And you could really taste the like the essence of the fragrance of the cauliflower. I don't like that taste at all. I think, the texture's weird. I think it's like an imposter broccoli. I'd rather eat broccoli. I don't really like cauliflower that much. And then number three, I'm going to take a food that I like a lot. One of my favorite foods, but I'm going to play it off as if like, I'll just say it. I think an overcooked burger, like a hockey puck burger. You ever have like a fucking
out there
a hockey puck burger?
It's out there for sure. I do see the hamburger a lot like the slice of pizza though, to where no matter how bad it is, you could always eat it. There's better ones out there than others, but I think you can always eat it.
See, I don't like, for me, like a hockey puck burger that's just been sitting on that grill for so long, and then they just slap it on there and it looks like an elephant's foot when you go to eat it. For me, I don't like it whatsoever. I can't even stomach it, because you'll eat it and like, just like, fuck is that? And like the charcoal, it just kind of gets you like, I don't know. It doesn't mix very well. To me, I don't like a hockey puck burger. So that would be my top three.
The overcooked burger is good French fries.
Yes,
that's the only thing you got to be able to rely on, the French fries.
Or you go nuts with the ketchup too. Like I'll just soak it in ketchup.
You could, or something that I've been doing lately, which is just so I got a grill up top on my rooftop.
I've seen it. Very nice.
And it's a great grill. What I do is I love, just even if I'm by myself, I'll have the hamburgers, I'll go up and grill. They got the Chick-fil-A sauce in the bottles now.
Oh,
You could buy it at the grocery store. And to me, as great as ketchup is, if you have Chick-fil-A sauce, why would you not?
Exactly. That's
so
like
I put that on the hamburgers, and it is like, I mean, it's unbelievable.
I bet it saves. I bet it saves it. 100%.
Yeah.
The Chick-fil-A sauce can really save a lot of things. It could save a lot of foods.
Now, Meats, what I'll go for me, okay? See, to me, like cauliflower, I think of course, would be a side. I think for me that the top 3 most undesirable, and I really think that this is global, is one, I would say stuffed cabbage, or just any type of cabbage in general.
Okay.
You like stuffed cabbage?
Yeah. No. To me, I don't like cabbage at all. I think it makes my farts smell terrible. I don't think it yields any benefits. I should have thought of the cabbage.
Yeah,
but I was just so bent about the crock pot.
I think cabbage is one. Again, what I think of, hey mom, what's for dinner? And across the globe, everybody says, oh man, not that. My other one is going to be meatloaf.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Meatloaf has never
meatloaf sucks, man.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
It's disgusting.
And you know what bothers me, Meats, is there are going to be people on the Pantry Boys IG that in our DMs that say you got to try this meatloaf. I don't want to try it.
I don't want to try a meatloaf. I'm sorry. It just the way it looks, and like when you cut it, and it just like it doesn't look appetizing.
No matter what you do and yes, maybe there's a meatloaf out there that I could try and say, oh wow, but I got news for you. It's never going to be the top of the menu.
Yeah, it'll never be the top of the menu. I do have to say though, I have had an incredible meatloaf before.
I bet you have. Don't get me wrong. I bet you have, but it's just not exciting. It's not. You're not happy to hear about it.
Yes.
And again, I do believe that you have had a good meatloaf.
Yes, but this is the dialogue when you have a good meatloaf. Wow, that was a phenomenal meatloaf. That's it. You'll never think of it again. That's all it is. It's a thing in the past. You'll never remember a meatloaf. You know what I'm saying?
It's got a bad stigma to it. When you hear meatloaf, it's got a very bad stigma to it.
It does.
And then another thing that I think has a terrible stigma to it, and you could go either way with it, I would say is a beef stew. I've never had a stew to me that is like, cafeteria type stew,
Yes. I think like it's all, to me, those are foods that just are not appetizing. Like a stew will never appeal to me.
No matter what you do to it. I bet there's somebody there that does a stew right.
Like even a sloppy Joe, it's like, it's cool. Like a sloppy Joe, I don't know, but like for me, it just doesn't. It reminds me of Happy Billy Madison when she have some more sloppy Joe.
Billy Madison killed the sloppy Joe.
Oh my God! I mean, he put the sloppy Joe back in business. He actually made a song called called the Lunch Lady Land, and you ever heard of it?
No.
He put the sloppy Joe right back on the map because the sloppy Joe was kind of going like this. And Adam Sandler said, here, let's put that back over there.
He probably knew how much he hurt the meatloaf, that he hurt the sloppy Joe.
Yes.
Where he said, you know what? Let me get the sloppy Joe trending back upwards.
Yes. It's a great song. There's a chorus and he just goes, sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. And it's so catchy. It's really, it makes you want to go get a sloppy Joe. It really does.
I just think there's certain things that does have that stigma to it that, we can all recognize are the least desirable dishes.
Yeah.
And again, there's going to be people that are out there that are going to say, so-and-so does a great beef stew. I just don't get excited about it.
Okay. I'm not going to, it's just, it's not that, like, I'm sure it is good. I'm sure you'll taste it. It'll be good, but I'm not going to write home about it. I'm not going to get excited about it. No, I 100% agree. And another food, maybe not a food, but like, I just want to clear the air on this. I think a lot of people, what they're going to say, like if you ask them a food that you can't stand, I feel like everyone nowadays says Brussels sprouts. Like, oh, I don't like Brussels. To me, I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, and
Brussels
you're right.
Sprouts are great.
And I will say, though, I think the Brussels sprouts definitely making a comeback because you're right.
Yes.
It's always had that Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. I don't like Brussels sprouts.
But yeah, and I totally think that the Brussels sprout is making a comeback, as it should.
As it
See it
should.
on appetizers.
Yes,
they
as
do the
it should.
balsamic glaze on
Yes.
the Brussels sprout.
Crispy Brussels sprouts, they are phenomenal. And
Yeah.
I wonder where that started. Like, I feel like every kid from the ages of 14 to 17 probably never even eaten a Brussels sprout in their life. You ask them what their least favorite food is. Oh, I hate Brussels sprouts.
You've
never even had a Brussels sprout.
I think the Brussels sprout was one of the most attacked greens out there.
Yeah, for what? I feel bad for the Brussels sprout. I really
do too. But I will say, without question, it is making a comeback.
100%. And we're happy to see it. I got a take for you, Bob. You said you're not doing a top 5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a top 5.
We love and by the way, sorry to cut you off, Meats, but I do think that people, from what I've seen, they do want the top 5.
They want the top 5.
So we give them the top 5.
Yeah, we're gonna give them the top 5. Maybe we won't make it a segment. We won't make it a segment, but we'll incorporate it as much as we can without beating it. What's the saying? Without beating a dead horse.
Yes, thank God you got it, because I didn't have it. I didn't have it.
That would have been bad. That would have been a bad.
I didn't have
especially with the math thing that we did before that. I need, and this is going to be tough. And if you want me to go first, I'll 100% do that. I need your top 5 chips. I want your top 5 chips.
I want to get it out of the way, because I know, and I know our number ones.
And yes, but I want to make this clear. You can choose. Like, you can have a sandwich chip. It's a mix between, you could do sandwich chip and couch chip. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't know, there's a difference between a sandwich chip and a couch chip.
Without a question.
And the sandwich chip and the couch chip usually have their own separate categories, but I'm saying you got to mix the two of them together. We're really going to get you thinking here. I want to hear what you got.
First off, it amazes me we haven't done a top 5 on chips, because it's such
honestly
good.
Too, before I came on here, I was like, do we do? And I'm like, I don't think we did.
So good. And just to reiterate what you said, there is such a difference between a sandwich chip and then I like the couch chip.
The couch chip, yes.
I like that a lot.
And I also think that you cannot include Pringles. I don't think Pringles should be on the chip list.
Why not?
I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory. So I did something with Pringles a while back, and they were very adamant about the fact that they aren't a chip. They're a crisp.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous. No. You tell Pringles to take that crisp and shove it back up your ass. I know it's a sponsor of yours, so I'm sorry, and I don't want to be hard on them, but that's the most ridiculous thing. They're trying to innovate, and they're trying too hard to innovate.
You don't
tell them to put those crisps in a fucking crock pot. Sorry, Meats. It's the most ridiculous thing of all time.
But you don't think that a Pringle is a crisp?
What the fuck is a crisp? No, it's a chip. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
So there's no way, shape, or form that a Pringles is a crisp?
Do you think it's a crisp?
I think it's a crisp. I think it is.
Oh,
because
that is the most
let me explain.
You're being PR friendly on us right now.
No. Let me explain.
You're playing politics.
No, I'm not.
Ridiculous fucking thing.
No, I'm not. Let me explain. Let me explain. It's a crisp. It's a crisp. Okay, because I'll tell you what. When you bite into a Pringle, it's more of a crispy texture.
Yes, okay? But it doesn't mean that
a chip is crunchy. No, it's a crunchy texture. No, because
you don't believe you've been brainwashed by Pringles.
No, because you can't tell me that a Pringles bite is the same texture as a chip bite. You can't. A Dorito's crunchy. A Pringles is crispy. It's a crisp.
A Dorito is crunchy. That no doubt about it.
It's crunchy.
There's crispy slices of pizza. It doesn't mean a slice of pizza is a crisp. I don't walk into a pizza shop and ask for a crisp. I think, I think that Pringles has brainwashed you, and I would get out of that sponsorship immediately because I think you've been brainwashed.
No, I think you're wrong on this one. I think what you need to do is you need to get yourself a sleeve of crisps. And you need to have yourself a couple of Pringles crisps.
Oh God, I hope the faithful come at you in the DMs.
I think it's a crisp.
Maybe they'll come at me.
No, I think it's a crisp.
They unleash hell on you.
I think it's a crisp. I do. I think it's a crisp. But without further ado, they give you a lot of time to think about your list. Enough about the crisps. Okay. If you want to incorporate them into your list, fine. I just think it's out of bounds, but it's okay. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
It's a fucking crisp.
It's not a fucking crisp. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I am going to go. Here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I am going to go Doritos. Oh, no. I take that back. I apologize.
Okay. And you got to be specific too on flavors here, Bob.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that
you can't
is the
just
thing.
say Dorito, you know?
Right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do.
This is a tough list, man.
It's very tough.
It's a tough
very
list,
tough.
dude. It's a tough list.
I want to go right out of the gate. Give me Ruffles, sour cream and onion, the orange chip. I knew you were going it. You knew I was going it.
Whoa. Clear the air now. Clear the air now. It's not a sour cream and onion. It's a sour cream and cheddar.
Cheddar, sour cream. Yeah. I apologize.
Oh, yes.
Sour cream cheddar, the
talking about it more.
Classic orange chip. And by the way, you got options. You could get it as regular. You could also get it as baked. It's still phenomenal.
And it's still phenomenal. The baked is phenomenal. It's a great texture to bake.
By the way, I don't think enough people talk about the baked chip.
They don't.
Love the
maybe
chip.
Because it's a crisp. I think the baked you would probably say
the fucking crisp.
You would probably say it's a crisp.
Think that. Oh God,
no, it's just a different. It might be a crisp, but go ahead.
Okay, that's what I got. Number one. Okay, number two, I got the Dorito. I got the red Dorito. Give me the red nacho cheese.
Okay, nacho
Dorito.
Cheese, I'm sorry. Nacho cheese.
I think what Doritos has done as a company, as a chip, the whole 9 yards, what they've done, and it's been the longevity of the Dorito.
It's like SpongeBob SquarePants, the Dorito. It's just been around forever. It's been around forever, and no one's complaining about it. Nobody's complaining about it.
I got that at 2. Number 3. This is where it gets real tricky.
Yeah, and this is where it gets dicey.
I'm going with sandwich chip, which is the Cape Cod.
I knew it.
Chip.
Regular potato chip.
Cape Cod, regular potato chip.
Great crunch out of the Cape Cod. Great crunch.
And something that we've talked about,
hard chip.
Absolutely a sandwich chip.
100%. Maybe the only sandwich chip, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. I think that the Cape Cod chip is the most common answer when it comes to a sandwich chip. It's really got some strength to it. It's got a pair of shoulder pads, kind of like the Honey Nut Cheerio. You know what I mean? It's got a little bit more oomph when you go to bite it. I think it's a phenomenal take, especially biting into a sandwich. You dip your hand into the Cape Cod chip and you put a couple of the Cape Cod chips in there. Makes for a great texture. It's awesome. I 100% agree.
Every single time. And I love how fired up this gets us. I just feel the energy. I feel the juices right now.
Oh, it's coming.
What I'm going to go for number 4. I'm going to go for number 4 is going to be go ahead and lock me in for the Lay's barbecue baked chip. Give me the Lay's barbecue baked chip. I don't think it's the most popular choice there in the 4 hot.
It's definitely not a popular choice. No, it isn't.
But because what I like about it is Subway sells them. I think Subway stinks, but Subway sells them. And what I like is you get the sandwich chip and it's also a couch chip.
It's also, and it's very versatile because I do like the crisp out of the baked chip when I'm eating the sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
I totally
agree. But then
agree.
again, it's a little bit of a lighter chip because the Cape Cod chip, it's kind of a heavy chip to have on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for it. You know what I mean? It's a heavy chip. If you're watching a game, it's really it's almost as if you're getting distracted from the chips. You're thinking about the chips when you should be watching the game. The baked chip, you don't have to think about. You just keep shoveling them in your mouth.
Yeah. And what you said is true. It's a very versatile chip.
It's a versatile, and I think you got to take that into an account.
Yeah, I think I'll take some heat for that in the 4 seed, but I feel very good about that.
It's a questionable call, but like I said, I respect it because you're looking deeper into it. You're not just going based off of flavor. It's a versatile chip or crisp.
And then at number 5, and honestly, I'm not doing this to piss you off. I'm not doing it to piss you off, but I did give it thought, and it makes a lot of sense to put it in the 5 seed.
Yeah, put a Pringle up there.
Give me the sour cream Pringle in the 5 seed, and that is not to piss you off. I think that
it's not a chip, Bob. It's a crisp. No, it's not a chip, Bob. It's a crisp,
and it's gonna help me stir the pot even more because it's just the most ridiculous take
ever.
It's
not a chip.
To label these as
isn't a chip. No, it's not a
is the
chip.
most.
No, because it's its own thing. I think of Pringles has solidified itself as its own thing.
I don't even want to wait for the episode to air. As soon as we get off here, I'm going on my story. I'm doing a poll, and I'm saying,
And I'll do the
Nikki
same
needs-
thing.
Sure.
And I'll do the same thing.
And
And we'll
let's-
compare.
And
I don't think the
let's-
Pringles is a fucking chip. I think it's a Pringle.
I'm
You know
not
what I'm
going to
saying?
wait for this thing to air. I want to get it out, and I want to get it out fast. That's my 5. I got the.
It's a good list. It's a good list.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it's a
Yeah.
good script. Yeah, I got the sour cream cheddar ruffle at
Yep.
1. Okay. 2, I went with the nacho Dorito red.
Yep.
3, I went with the Cape Cod sandwich
Cape
chip.
Cod sandwich chip.
4, Lay's barbecue, gotta be baked.
Gotta be baked. Gotta be baked.
5, sour cream Pringle chip. Nikki Meats, it's on to you now.
Okay. Number 1, I'm right there with you with the sour cream and cheddar ruffle. I think that's the most phenomenal chip on the entire face of the earth. I don't think it'll ever. And like some people, the sad part is some people aren't going to know what we're talking about until they look up a picture of it. And then they'll be like, oh, that's a great,
Right away. Yeah.
great chip.
They'll see it and they'll know.
And they'll know. Number 2, I got a Dorito, but I don't got the nacho cheese Dorito.
Blue.
I'm a Cool Ranch guy.
Cool Ranch,
I like
yeah.
I like the Cool
Respect
Ranch. I
it.
think
Do
and
respect it.
here's why. And I really had to struggle with it because I love the nacho cheese. I love the purple bag. I'm not too sure on the flavors. Maybe spicy chili. I love all the Doritos, but I think that the Cool Ranch, I'll get lost in eating so many Cool Ranch Doritos to where the nacho cheese and the purple bag, I'm kind of like, okay, I've had enough. I don't ever see myself having enough Cool Ranch Doritos. And I think that's pretty much a preference. I think
You
it's
know
just a
me.
preference thing.
I think with the nacho cheese Dorito, I think that's like the goat, like the main on the throne, like
Yes,
the goat,
yes.
the classic. But with
Yes.
that being said, I would never fight somebody for putting the Cool Ranch over
Yes,
that.
no,
I
100
respect that.
100% agree. And I think if there was a kingdom of chips and they ruled a piece of land, I think the king would be the nacho cheese,
Yeah.
and I think the queen would be the Cool Ranch, and I think the prince would be the sour cream and cheddar ruffle.
I also will say too, and just to elaborate on what you're saying, is you could eat so much more of the Cool Ranch. I think
Yes.
a good reason why you can't do the nacho cheese, the nacho cheese dust will let you know that you've had enough chips. The nacho cheese, you look at your
Nacho
food and it'll
cheese.
say, okay, you're done. The Cool Ranch is a lot more sneaky to where
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't necessarily.
sneaky. No, it is. The nacho cheese, if you got at least a couple millimeters of dust on your fingertips, you say to yourself, God, I'm fucking gross, man. I just probably had half the bag. But the Cool Ranch, it won't build up as
I
thick
totally
as
agree.
the nacho
It
cheese.
sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you. The nacho cheese will let you know.
Yep.
Number 3, I'm right there with you on the Cape Cod, but I'm going to go salt and vinegar on the Cape Cod. I'm going to go salt and vinegar Cape Cod on number 3. I had to throw in the sandwich chip in there. I
Yep.
think the Cape Cod salt and vinegar is a great one. And another sleeper pick too that I think is also a great salt and vinegar chip. I think the Kettle salt and vinegar chip
Sure.
is a great
Sure,
chip.
Kettle's great.
I think if I had both of them sitting in front of me, I would definitely pick the Cape Cod.
Don't think I've ever had a bad kettle chip.
Yeah, but the Kettle chips are also great. It's a great
Phenomenal.
sandwich chip. It's a phenomenal sandwich chip. Not much to say there. Number 4.
Heads up, brace yourself, folks. 'cause
No,
I got a
it's gonna be
feeling you
good. No,
could
it's
be
gonna be good.
looking at a really hot take here.
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I really like the sour cream and onion ruffle.
Okay.
I like the flavor of the sour cream. and onion.
I will say I haven't had too many reps with it, so
Okay, so
I
yeah,
can't
maybe
really
get a
say
little bit of
anything.
practice in there.
I haven't had
think,
too many reps at all.
Yes,
with it.
yes, and I think it's a great flavor. I don't know. When I see the green bag there, maybe it's not a ruffle, but it's got that ruffle texture. I don't know the exact brand of it. It's a great chip. I think it's a phenomenal chip. And number 5, I didn't want to put 2 Doritos in my list just because there's so many great chips out there. But I also have to be honest with myself. You know what I'm saying? And I also have to be truthful. I'm gonna put the purple bag spicy chili.
Over the
I thought
nacho cheese.
over
I
the
did not
nacho,
see
over the nacho cheese.
which, by the way, is a very good chip.
It's a very good chip. It's a very good chip. It's
And-
got that like sweetness to it. You know what I mean? It's a phenomenal chip. I really think so.
If you don't mind, I'm not even going to wait for Benny the Jet here. I got to see what this what
Yes.
exactly. I think it's a sweet and spicy purple Doritos
Yes,
bag.
I might be spicy chili. I think.
Here's what you're looking at. You're looking at a spicy sweet chili chip.
Spicy sweet chili.
It's
The
great
Doritos
chip.
spicy sweet chili chip is such a great chip. It's such a phenomenal chip. And I don't know about you, but for me, I'm like a weirdo when it comes to chips. Like I'll dip a spicy sweet chili chip into like salsa. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like if
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Bite.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Chinese food. You ever get Chinese food? You mix it all together. It doesn't matter if you got lo mein, fried rice. You just mix all that shit together. It tastes great. I get that same vibe from most chips that I eat. And I want to do a piggyback question that I don't think you're ready for. Kind of throwing a curveball at you here, but I think it's worth talking about. If you could rank 3 chip dips to dip your chips in, what would they be?
You were in line. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, we wasn't ready for that. You wasn't ready for that. Yeah, it's all right. It just came into my head. I had to ask you.
So when I think of the chip dip, which I have very little reps with.
You're not a chip dipper?
Well, okay. So for me, like when I think of the dip, I think of the chips and salsa. I think even hummus. I think I've never dabbled into like the Doritos dip. Like, you know how they have Tostitos has, I shouldn't even say Doritos. The Tostitos has like their dip.
Yes.
I don't have enough reps. So I'm not.
So you're not well versed?
Yeah. I don't even feel, I don't think I can give you that.
All right. So that fucking sucks because I thought you were going to be able to answer that for me. So for me, I'm just going to rattle off 3 dips that I think are great. I got the this is just anticlimactic. I got the onion dip. You get like sour cream and you get like this little packet and you mix it up. I think that's it's unbelievable. I think it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal dip. You could dip any chip into that dip and it'll be phenomenal. I feel like I said phenomenal 18 times. It really is. It's phenomenal. And then I got number 2. I got like a 5-layer cheese dip on the Super Bowl Sunday, like a chili cheese dip. I think I was about to say phenomenal again. I think that's a great dip, the 5-cheese chili dip. Again, you could dip any chip into the 5-cheese chili dip. I feel like this could be like a rap, like a poem.
Somebody get these lyrics to Eminem. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Like I got a 5-layer chili dip. And then number 3, I really enjoy the queso. Almost said queso there. I'm sorry. The queso, the Tostitos queso. You heat it up a little bit, and it kind of gets singed around the end.
I think I owe it to.
There. Very good.
I think I owe it to the chips to give this a go.
Yeah, give it a couple reps. Yeah,
don't have enough reps with it, but I definitely will give it a go. I have had the queso. I think the queso's good. Good. I just think it takes a lot out of you to where it just, you have something coming. Usually it's the starter.
Yeah.
Now if you're doing nachos, totally different ball game. But we'll keep it moving on. I think it's a good top 5, a very interesting top 5.
100%.
To me,
100%.
The 2 exotic plays, I think, was me going with barbecue baked at 4. And then I think even more surprising was I thought for sure you were going nacho cheese at 5.
Yeah. Yes.
He went with the sweet and spicy chili Dorito.
Yes.
Which is an interesting play.
Spicy sweet chili.
Yep. And a great bag.
Yes. A great. Oh, my.
Great bag. Great
it's a great
chip.
bag. And
no issue with that.
Too, Doritos recently changed their logo. And I wasn't a fan of it at first, but now I almost like it even more. I think it's a very there's really no conversation to be had about this. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Dorito and let them know that the Pantry Boys are really a fan of the new logo. At least I am. And I got 2 Doritos in there. I didn't really want to do that, but I'm so curious to see what the response is on this, because there's so many chips out there.
Doritos has done just an unbelievable job marketing. Just hats off to everything that they've done and the longevity they've had. They've been consistent with it. They've just done a tremendous job.
And not to mention, I don't know about you, but I always looked forward to the Doritos Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, even that. I mean, they've dominated.
They dominate, man. They dominated the Super Bowl commercials. They're fucking phenomenal. They're firing on all cylinders.
I agree. They have just a hats off here to Doritos for sure. They've done a phenomenal job. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it rocking and rolling now, though. Over on to our voicemails. We love the voicemails. Everybody's got a take. Let's hear your takes. Nikki Meets, are you ready for some voicemails?
Yes, I woke up this morning and the first thing that came to my mind is, what are the Pantry Boys faithful going to say to us today?
Let's let it rip.
Pantry Boys, what's up? This is Dante from Philly. Love the show. Gets better and better every week. Been telling all my people about it. I seen Nikki Meets had a birthday not too long ago. I want to wish the young man a very happy belated. I saw that it was his 21st, so it got me thinking about food and drinking, obviously. The question I want to put in front of you guys is, which is the more important drinking meal? Is it the hungover breakfast, your bacon, egg, and cheese, your eggs Benedict that I know Nikki is fond of, or is it that late night drunk fourth meal, the drunk hitter? Is it the big slice of pizza, Bob's big Taco Bell run that he's referenced before? Which meal is more important? Which meal is more delicious? One's got to go. You got to choose one. Which is it, boys? Thanks.
Meets, I would love to start, but in all honesty, from my perspective, I'm so curious because I feel like a lot of these stuff I could kind of have an idea where you're going to go.
Yeah.
I do not know where you're going to go with this, and I feel strongly about one side.
Okay, so I think it's best if I.
You do? You feel strongly?
I feel extremely strongly. I think
it's going to be World War III.
It might be. No, it might.
I think it's going to be World War III. You start.
Okay. First off, thank you for the birthday wishes. Shout out Philadelphia. My answer is very, very easy for me, and it is the late night. The late night, you're hammered, and you get a pizza, and you just absolutely demolish the fucking, not even a slice of. I mean, I go for the whole pie. I get a pizza pie, and I'm eating it like I'm not even holding it right. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get banged up very often. Very seldom do I get banged up. And one of the main reasons is because I know at the end of the night, I'm going to consume 3,000 calories worth of pizza, and there's just going to be absolutely no stopping them.
I know you're a breakfast guy, so I thought for sure you would go breakfast. I'm so happy you did.
It doesn't hit the same because
it doesn't.
You're with your boys. You're like, what do you want to do? Let's just go get a fucking pizza and let's just absolutely demolish that pie of pizza.
Here's what I would also play in what we got to take account for is the late night. Your day is done.
Your day is done. Now, you could reset the next day.
I totally get how crucial the breakfast is. I get it. I totally get it. I just find the late night to be even that much more crucial because during the day when it just started, your day's just getting going. Even if you're not doing anything that day, Sunday morning, whatever it be, even if you're not doing anything, you still have to be a human being.
Exactly. And the thing about the late night pizza is you hit the nail right on the head. It's still the same night, and it's a great way.
And the day's over.
And the day's over. It's a great way to end the night because when you wake up in the morning the next day, you still feel kind of shitty, and then you eat more shitty food, and then you're like, oh, like that's 2 days in a row that's shitty. You know what I mean? And then you got to go through the whole day with this, like, I don't know. You know how you feel. Like you just feel like a bag of shit. Like for me, I get it all out the night off with the pizza, with the drinks, this and that. And then the next morning I'm up eating egg whites and I'm going to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, at the same notion, too, when you go back at night, you are going to pile drive into food, and you won't have to live with that for the next 8 hours.
And everything tastes so much better. Everything tastes so much better.
The next 8 hours, you're not a person.
Yeah,
You're sleeping.
yeah.
So I just think
you are a person.
You are, but you're not. You're not there. You're not present.
You're sleeping. You're sleeping.
When you go hammer down on the breakfast, which we all do, we're just saying one that we can't live without.
Yeah.
And at the same time, too, I couldn't imagine. To me, the thought of going to bed hungry.
Oh no!
It's terrifying to me.
Oh no! It's terrifying. Oh, it's terrifying.
And it's not to say I could go throughout my day without breakfast hungry. That's a shitty breakfast. That's a shitty day.
Yeah.
But I just, the thought of me trying to go to bed hungry, I can't do it. I think you just give it all you got at night.
I think you give it all you got. And for me too, like it's a much more pleasurable experience. You're eating shitty food, but like you don't care because you slam a few drinks the night off. You know what I'm saying?
That's the beauty of it. Any care that you had seems to be out the window at night.
And the experience, sorry to cut you off, the experience of having that pizza is 10 times better. You walk into the pizza joint, you're with your boys, you're bullshitting back and forth. Yo, boss, let me get a pie, this and that. You're fighting over who's paying for it. You get the pizza, and then you just sit down and you just go to town. I mean, sometimes you're not even there. You're just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, but it's awesome. It's absolutely, I'm a huge fan of the night, of the late night disgusting food. And for me, it's pizza. For everybody, it's different. For me, it's the pizza. I find love in the pizza.
Another play too, even if it's not the pizza, the fast food. I mean, he mentioned even Taco Bell. If you're in a Taco Bell drive-through,
I think the Taco Bell's a little bit of a dangerous play, though. I think
very dangerous.
I think you're dancing with the devil with the Taco Bell.
But that late at night, it's all dangerous.
It's all. You know what? You're so right. You're so right. Everything goes out the window on a late night food run. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. I'm so happy we're on the same page, because for me, there's no in between. It's always going to be the late night food. Mm-hmm. The next morning you feel like shit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
And it's one of those things you just think to yourself, okay, I'll handle it in the morning. I'll deal with this in the morning. With that being said, amongst other Pantry Boys topics, you are going to have a lot of people come into the comments, say you got to get the breakfast in.
Yeah,
you're gonna have it, but for me and you, Meats, and I thought for sure you would go breakfast.
No,
it is without a doubt,
without a doubt. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna get a breakfast sandwich in the morning.
Not at all. It's not what you're saying at all. Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I would 1000% go for the late night food run. I think that's where the real memories are made. I really do. I think that the Pantry Boy faithful out there will actually heavily agree with this one. I think the late night with your boys, you crush a whole pie to yourself and you just eat like a degenerate. I think it's unbelievable. I love it. I think it's awesome.
With that being said, another phenomenal voicemail. The voicemail tends to be the gift that keeps on giving. Here, Meats, which is really the takeaway. Just like the Pantry Boys.
Just like the Pantry Boys. And the gift that keeps on giving.
Keep on giving is what we'll do. We are back next Wednesday, another edition, here to talk food for the people forever and always. We love you. Nikki Meats, say goodbye to the folks.
Listen, without getting too sentimental here, the support on the Pantry Boys, not only the podcast, the YouTube, the Instagram, from the bottom of our heart, we thank you so much. Keep showing love. We just hit 10K on the Instagram. We love you. We're not going to stop. The Pantry Boys is going to the fucking moon. Love you.
Take care, folks.